Thank you, Chair. My co-panelists and my dear friends, once again, it's a great pleasure to be here to take a glance on expanding soft power of India in the context of higher education. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to deal with the maritime, but today it is very important to understand how soft diplomacy playing an important role as well as it has its challenges before us in the context of higher education. When we talked about higher education, uh, for us now, this new young generation, it is very easy to get admission wherever they want, wherever they, as per their quality, as per their financial capability, they can get admission across the globe considering their academic credential. But what was the strategy behind in the context of soft diplomacy? We had, say, First World War. After First World War, uh, before that, there was a difficulty to connect academicians, student exchange, and first time the founder of Harvard University, Columbia University, he instituted the International Institute of Education. Uh, uh, Later on, but before that, the first time after First World War, Institute of International Education was established by founder of Columbia University, president particularly, and first time he initiated idea how education can be used as a tool of soft diplomacy. And later on, German Academic Exchange Service DAG was established in 1925. Then 1934, British Council was established. Again, US started the Fulbright program in 1946, and there is a program called Fulbright. Among us, particularly in academic fraternity or even student, if they get a tag of Fulbright Fellow, it means they are really good in academics. They consider themselves as good in academics, and for recruitment, for internationalization, for measuring the quality, Fulbrighter become one of the key important policy for US government. At the same time, Fulbrighters who played an important role as a ambassador in the context of soft diplomacy. Then there was a program called the CPES from European side. Then in 80s, Erasmus program came, and thousands of fellowships given by Erasmus Plus program or Erasmus Mundus program through Indian as well as the South Asian countries student faculty. And recently, in 1990, a Tempest program came. Tempest is the Transnational European Mobility Program for universities, student, faculty. And in 2019, the program called the Australian Award. So look at the how soft diplomacy works across the globe, how initiative started by Western world to attract a good number of international students, particularly through the soft diplomacy. Now, at the same time, Government of India also initiated a new program under the Indian Council of Cultural Relations, ICCR, and through ICCR, every year Government of India is giving 8,000 fellowship, around 8,000 fellowship from Southeast Asian countries, Middle East countries, not Western world, but the neighboring countries. And the idea is that how to develop a soft diplomacy. Now, from last 7 to 8 decades, if you see, and now Government of India is coming to new policy in the context of NEP 2020. We are going to set up an offshore campus for leading university abroad, as well as we are inviting a leading university in India to get a good education. How soft diplomacy works? I'm very happy to inform you that I am heading the international center as the director in Savitribai Phule University, and I myself enroll more than 13,000 international students from 106 countries from last 13 years. And this is the uh, highest number in the country where I am claiming myself as they are my ambassadors, because when students are going to getting a degree from our university, they are not just become a student, they are the ambassador for Savitribai Phule University, and we claim that we are really internationalization working through the soft diplomacy. So what I am saying here, in a soft diplomacy, education as a tool to develop a strategic partnership. And what I experienced from last 13 years being the director of International Center, when we call as a largest number of international students, largest ambassador in the country, but at the same time there is the challenges of the opportunity. Look at the universities in Western world. If someone is going in US, the parents particularly parents have to spend around 1 crore rupees per student, because in a master degree, 2-year course, 30 lakh rupees minimum tuition fees, 30 plus 30, 60 lakh, and for 1 year, parents have to give this spend around 30 lakhs rupees. So 1 crore averagely spending Indian population in a university. And you will surprise how much money we are sending to US. This year, around 3 lakh 15,000 students, they went in US. So if we calculate 1 crore into 3.15,000 students, average I am saying, just the rest of the cost is living. Then most of the money is we are sending through the soft diplomacy. And this soft diplomacy was developed by Western world from after the First World War. So till date, they are dominating. The first taker and our education system particularly, I have gone through different research. Our education system particularly, I am comparing to Western world, most of our education decided by the parents, not by the students. If I want to become a good engineer, but my parents decide, no, you should decide this is a good stream, we need to maintain our family legacy, and we need to maintain this kind of businesses, so you go in a businesses. So that way, most of the parents spending education money on education through this way. And that's why US is the largest, more than $8 billion US is using getting money from Indian students. Second highest figure is UK. Our mindset particularly, US, UK, Australia, and now European countries, they are coming with a different policy. So here the soft diplomacy particularly, sometimes when you talked about the soft diplomacy, this is the one side, one exposure student get it through self-finance student, but there is other student also in a STEM education, particularly science, technology, and mathematics, engineering and mathematics in STEM education. There are a lot of scope for the Indian students, and the students who get a degrees in IITs, IIM, their first target is the US. And they are, once they go there, they don't want to come back. So the process of nation building in the context of soft diplomacy, there is a challenge. In the compared to China, you go to any universities, in terms, whether in US, UK, Japan, or Western world, you will find large number of Chinese population, particularly student population. But they made it condition that after completing their graduation, post-graduation research, they must come back and work for 5 years for the nation building process. Then again, they go back to the wherever they want. But in our case, we don't have that kind of. So here is the problem, brain drain, or when you brain drain or brain drain, that is the issue we are facing. And that's why look at the higher education system, where soft diplomacy is a real challenge. Third important aspect, new universities coming up through they are going to setting up new campuses in Indian different places, territory in different places, particularly in Maharashtra, has given open up new university where we are giving 1,000 acre land to the foreign university. They can come and set up the infrastructure. We will have it collaboration with them, and the student can get a degree. So we can at least save the money. That is one policy we are initiating. Second, in the name of soft diplomacy, what is happening? We are now developing a course. Suppose if you have a NAP 2020 is talking 4 years bachelor degree or master degree. So 2 plus 2, the student can get a 2 year, spend 2 years in Indian University and 2 years in abroad. So they can get a visa and they can continue the work study. So it means we will save the money. So what I am seeing here in my country, in the context of soft diplomacy, particularly soft power, we are not only just giving a degrees to the international student, or not we are getting the degrees from abroad, but we are carrying our culture, values, traditional system, transforming the society, but at the same time, in terms of financial transaction, we need to think about how soft diplomacy exploited, in the name of soft diplomacy, how Western world is exploiting Indian currency. That is very important, and we need to understand when you talk about a soft diplomacy. Thank you very much.